I am JP the Outlaw, here to give you my review and results for Great Balls of Fire, a WWE pay-per-view. And yes, it was a doozy. A lot of errors, a lot of gaps in the things that the WWE are doing. And certain things I like, certain things I don't. And one, I want to go into this saying that I should feel more invested in Raw than I do SmackDown. Raw is 3 hours, and for some odd reason, every time I get to a Raw pay-per-view, there's one or maybe even two, probably three matches that I feel as though have my attention, and other matches that are they're just in the mix. They're there. They're not really doing anything for me. In saying that, there are other matches that I feel as though should get more time, should have went longer, should have progressed a better story, especially given the hype that it was given. But we're going to go over the whole card before anything else, before I say anything else. Tozawa versus Neville. I had Neville going into this. Of course, given the history and plus the release of Austin Aries, there really is nobody else to compete with on 205 Live or even in that cruiserweight division. Now, there's things that I would do different as far as the cruiserweights, and things that I would correct as far as just building the cruiserweights in itself. But this feud gave me nothing. I like Tozawa. I think he's good. I think if you would put a little bit more build to Tozawa, and also being in the Titus brand, I see you're trying to do things with that. But in the same sense, Titus O'Neil is literally in the WWE as an in-ring competitor. So, if he's moving over to a manager role, leave him as that. Also, where the hell is Apollo Crews? See, again, gaps. Because Apollo Crews was his first talent. And yes, there is not that much room on the card for everybody. That part I understand. But yet and still, you have key players that you could have had on this show. First match of the night. Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. I didn't see why this match went on first. I actually like Bray versus Seth Rollins. I would have at least put this like maybe somewhere closer to the top of the card. Maybe even like third from the main event. I wouldn't mind that. But this, of course, raises a question. What do you do with both men? Of course, I wouldn't mind seeing... You got to use Seth Rollins better. That's one thing. He's on the cover of the fucking game. He shouldn't be taking any losses. Now, Bray Wyatt, his loss-win record is crazy. Therefore, I wouldn't even put Bray Wyatt in a losing situation for like a year. Maybe even give him 6 months. I ain't going to say a year. Give him 6 months. Even if he wins, have him win in some type of dirty, cheating type way, to where as though Bray looks better than what he's looking now. And again, how the fuck can I get invested in a Seth Rollins and a Bray Wyatt feud when you've given me nothing? Bray didn't call Seth Rollins a match. Bray didn't, screw Seth Rollins multiple times. You gave me nothing. No type of build leading into this match. Now again, this is the first match and it feels half-assed. It would not surprising me if the WWE decides to go 2 more matches. Maybe even 3. Because, again, what the fuck are you doing with both these guys? I could suggest some things. Seth Rollins, of course, needs to be in some type of rivalry for a title. If he's not going at something for a title, it doesn't make any sense. Bray Wyatt, of course, needs to be rebuilding his stock. You can put him against a Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. Hell, even throw freaking The Miz up in there if you want to. Somebody other than Seth Rollins. But yeah, I went with Seth Rollins on this. This is what kind of messed up my my win-loss thing with the preview and predictions. But that's okay. That is alright. Second match of the night, Enzo versus Big Cass. Of course, you knew what was happening here. Everybody knew what was happening. There's no need to go into the promos or even the match. You knew what was happening here. This was just one of those fucking matches. You knew Cass was going to lose. You knew Enzo was going to lose. Cass was going to look good while doing it. While literally just, promoting his friend up to at least the mid-card, lower mid-card. Even though you don't need anybody in the lower mid-card at this point. You don't. You have enough mid to main card guys on Raw already. It's a 3-hour show. I doubt if you can find space for a Cass or an Enzo separated from each other. I doubt it. And what are you going to do with Enzo? Yeah, you can use him in the cruiserweights. It'll probably work out better for him. But I don't even think Cass is a fucking cruiserweight. So what are you going to do? I mean, Enzo is a cruiserweight. So what are you going to do? Cass, he'll do good in the mid-card, lower mid-card. He should be fighting cats like Apollo Crews. And that should be a Monday Night Raw feud. It shouldn't even be put on a pay-per-view until they gain some type of momentum with each other. But again, I wouldn't have broke this team up. I think they had a lot more to give. I would have put them on SmackDown. And they could have went at it with the New Day. And they could still do all that silly shit they like to do. And of course, all this just to get Big Cass over. I think Big Cass's push is stupid. It is. Because I wouldn't have broke up that tag team. Moving on to the next match. The Iron Man, 30-minute Iron Man match between Sheamus and Cesaro. A lot of gap holes. Lot of what the fuck is this? Now, start of the match, I will get into this one. Start of the match, you get freaking Cesaro, Sheamus. You get Sheamus, Cesaro giving a distraction to Matt Hardy. Sheamus comes in with the big boot, knocks out fucking Matt, gets the pin within 60 seconds. 16 seconds. So, with that being said, they're already down 1-0. Now, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. It's at least closer to like maybe the last 5 minutes of the match. Great match, by the way. If you haven't seen it, wait till it come out on YouTube, or just, if you have the network, watch it tomorrow. So, apparently, the ref just did some old... And spoilers, thank you, spoilers. Before we go any further, the ref did some old Tomcat fuckery shit, whereas though there was supposed to be a blind tag and there was no blind tag. Like, period. Which caused the Hardys pinfall. And I think at this point they were already 4-2. So there was no blind tag made there. Mind you, before that, the ref had counted 3, but he said Cesaro had broke up a pin between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy going for the win. So, of course, the crowd immediately catches on. They, start chanting, fuck this ref, and so on and so forth. Which carries on into the last 2 minutes of the match, which has Jeff Hardy chasing around Cesaro, trying to pick up a win. Mind you, Matt Hardy's on the fucking side of the ring apron, bleeding the fuck out. Because, again, some boot or something or another caught Matt Hardy off guard. At this point, I caught a little bit of it. I really didn't see what happened. But even with that 5 seconds of blinking, it was like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Now, again, I had the Hardys going over, and Cesaro and Sheamus picks up the win. So I know Sheamus has his movie coming up. I know the Hardys will be fine without the titles. They're the Hardys. What do you do with Cesaro? What do you do with it? Do you put him in the top mid card? Or even in the heavyweight picture? I wouldn't mind fucking seeing Cesaro in the heavyweight role. But you gotta, again, book him right. And just based off of this, y'all keeping the titles on him. And I assume that's to like the last minute. And then all of whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But, yeah. That's how that match ended. Wasn't too pleased. They could have did better. Love, in the same sense, love the story that was told in the ring. It just was poorly executed. Poorly executed. Moving on to the next match of the night. Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. Of course, Alexa Bliss wins. I had Sasha Banks losing, so. Oh, right. Sasha Banks won due to a disqualification. Forgive me. Where is my head? Sasha Banks won due to disqualification, but she did not win the title. Call out as Alexa Bliss was walking out on the match as she normally does. Again, true heel in classic fashion. She walks out of the ring, forfeiting the match, and Sasha, again infuriated, chases her up the ramp, hits a flying face buster off of the top of the announce table, because they fought all the way to the announce table, and kind of landed funny on Alexa Bliss. It kind of looked like she had a face full of kitty cat. Keep it PG-13 tonight, y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much how that match ended. And again, wasn't mad at it. Wasn't mad at it. If you want to build your champion, you have to make your champion an antagonizer. And an antagonizer will bring out the best of the hungry challenger. And who better than the boss, Sasha Banks? I like it. I would keep that storyline going. I wouldn't fucking change a thing. Let the women do what they do. They even had freaking Sasha Banks on Talking Smack after her loss, not appreciating how she lost. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think they could have. if I wanted to change anything about this feud with them